जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
सिप सिप जीरा सिप एमडीएच का जल जीरा सिप एमडीएच का जल जीरा सिप।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, there needs to be no debate on who won and who lost, because when Rajnath Singh says picture abhi baki hai and the Pakistanis are still measuring their body bags, then it's clear. When we have said Operation Sindoor is very much on, and look at the language used by the defense minister, and having had the privilege of knowing Mr. Rajnath Singh for quite some time, I can tell you one thing about Mr. Rajnath Singh. And I've told him this too when I met him last a couple of months back, and I said that, Mr. Rajnath Singh, you weigh your words a lot. And he just smiled. But the fact is, Rajnath Singh weighs every word. Those who followed his speeches, his style of delivery, know that he absolutely never overstates anything. And in his usual understated but very solid style, he said, Operation Sindoor abhi khatam nahi hua hai. जो भी कुछ हुआ वो सिर्फ एक ट्रेलर मात्र था। जब सही समय आएगा हम पूरी पिक्चर भी दुनिया को दिखाएंगे। That's why my hashtag tonight, ladies and gentlemen, picture abhi baki hai. And then look at the strength of his comments and the message in all of them. The second message he gave was that we have put Pakistan on probation. That is, we have put them under a watch. We have not given them a clean chit. He said, हमने पाकिस्तान को behavior के आधार पर अभी probation पे रखा हुआ है. And then he's also said that the IMF should rethink giving loans to Pakistan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just 4 days ago, the Prime Minister also made his position very clear that if there are talks, there will only be talks on terrorism and Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Keep in mind the very strong language of our military. Remember the words of the DG Air Operations, Air Marshal A.K. Bharti, when he said, our job is to hit the target. They kept asking him about Kirana Hills. He said, my job is to hit the target, not to count the body bags, which means no nuclear blackmail, no human rights argument is going to deter us. Dear viewers, as of today, every international media is also putting out news reports that Pakistan really got hit and got hit very, very badly. Which means this is not at all a strategic retreat by India. It is not a decision to hold fire. Whatever has happened on the 10th, Donald Trump's announcement, which was unnecessary, and our decision to hold back fire is a decision by us so that we can plan things before the next stage. Therefore, this is chapter 1 of a very big novel. Ladies and gentlemen, it's far from the final chapter. So let's not hurry. As Rajnath Singh said, picture abhi baki hai.
साथियों, ऑपरेशन सिंदूर ने यह स्पष्ट संदेश दे दिया है कि हमने शांति के लिए जितना अपना दिल खोल कर रखा है, शांति को नष्ट करने वालों के विरुद्ध उतना ही अपना हाथ भी खोल कर रखा है। एक और बात मैं यहाँ साफ रहना चाहूँगा कि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। जो कुछ भी हुआ है वह सिर्फ एक ट्रेलर मात्र था। जब भी सही समय आएगा तो हम पूरी पिक्चर भी दुनिया को दिखाएंगे।
We blew up 9 of their terror hubs. We blew up 2 of their terror global universities. Our warning to them is extremely clear.
Our aim was not to inflict casualties, but in case there have been, it is for them to count. Our job is to hit the target, not to count the body bags.
We have quantitative and qualitative edge
to deliver a massive blow to our adversary. This time, if Pakistan dare take any action, and Pakistan knows it, what we are going to do.
And yet, this is what Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said earlier today at the Bhuj Air Force Station.
एक और बात मैं यहाँ साफ कहना चाहूँगा कि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। जो कुछ भी हुआ है वह सिर्फ एक ट्रेलर मात्र था। जब भी सही समय आएगा तो हम पूरी पिक्चर भी दुनिया को दिखाएंगे।
This was the second high-profile visit of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to a defence installation. Yesterday, he was at the 15 Corps Command in Srinagar and today in Gujarat. From the Bhuj Air Force Station, Rajnath Singh delivered a clear message. Pakistan is on probation.
भारत में जब भी कोई उपद्रवी तत्व होता है जिसको लेकर यह आशंका रहती है कि यह भविष्य में कुछ उपद्रव कर सकता है, तो उसको मजिस्ट्रेट एवं पुलिस द्वारा गुड बिहेवियर के प्रोबेशन पर रखा जाता है। कोई गड़बड़ करता है तो उसको कुछ समय के लिए मजिस्ट्रेट गुड बिहेवियर के प्रोबेशन पर रखते हैं। अगर वह व्यक्ति प्रोबेशन के दौरान कोई भी शरारत करता है तो उसे उचित दंड भी दिया जाता है। ठीक उसी तरह वर्तमान सीज फायर में हमने पाकिस्तान को बिहेवियर के आधार पर अभी प्रोबेशन पर रखा हुआ है। यदि उसका बिहेवियर सुधरता है तब तो ठीक, और यदि बिहेवियर में फिर से गड़बड़ी आती है तो उसको कड़े से कड़ा दंड दिया जाएगा। मैं फिर से इसे दोहराना चाहता हूं, अभी भारत ने पाकिस्तान को प्रोबेशन पर रखा है।
And what is the strict punishment that Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is referring to? Listen in to his own words.
ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल की ताकत को तो पाकिस्तान ने खुद स्वीकार कर लिया है। हमारे देश में एक कहावत काफी पुरानी है और वह है दिन में तारे दिखना। मगर भारत में बनी ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल ने पाकिस्तान को रात के अंधेरे में दिन का उजाला दिखाई है।
However, Rajnath Singh's message today was not just to Pakistan, but for the whole world.
निश्चित रूप से इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड से आने वाले $1 बिलियन के बड़े हिस्से को टेरर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को फंड करने में इस्तेमाल होगा, ऐसा मेरा मानना है। भारत यही चाहेगा कि IMF पाकिस्तान को अपनी $1 बिलियन की असिस्टेंस पर वह पुनर्विचार करे और आगे भी किसी भी तरह की सहायता देने से IMF परहेज करे।
India has now resolved to uproot terrorism.
अब आतंकवाद के विरुद्ध लड़ाई केवल सुरक्षा का विषय नहीं, बल्कि नेशनल डिफेंस डॉक्ट्रिन का यह हिस्सा बन चुकी है। हम आपके साथ मिलकर इस प्रॉक्सी और हाइब्रिड वॉरफेयर को जड़ से समाप्त करेंगे। रक्षा मंत्री होने के नाते यह संकल्प मैं दोहराना चाहता हूं।
On my picture abhi baki hai Friday evening panel, I have with me Saurabh Shukla, of course, from Washington, from News Mobile, Commodore G.J. Singh, from the Indian Navy, from Bangalore. Then from outside we have General K.K. Sinha as well. Welcome. And with me in the studio, I have Deepak Vora to my right, Ambassador Deepak Vora. And we have NND Dubey, ex-National Investigating Agency, ex-NIA and BSF. And we have General Bishambar Dayal. And of course, today I have General G.D. Bakshi also in my studio. Sir, thank you very much, sir. Sir, ye General Bakshi sahab, ye kya hai? How do you read the picture abhi baki hai comment? It's a well thought out comment. Rajnath Singh usually is very understated in his words. So this has carried specific meanings.
He has a gentleman, but I think now he is speaking softly but carrying the big stick. I think that is now required. I thought it was a very perceptive remark, today, Arnab, and there were layers of meaning. There are layers of meaning, hidden meaning, subtext. When the Chinese want to bring out a lesson in the present day context, they start quoting Emperor Shi Huangdi in the 3rd century BC. They start talking of the Great Wall of China, and they talk in analogies. Here, I think we need to, what the Raksha Mantri is alluding to is an analogy with the 71 war. Not too far back. We're not going to the 3rd century BC. We're giving you an analogy from that. Arnab, you'd recall, in March, when Operation Searchlight was launched, and the crackdown happened in Bangladesh, in Dhaka University.
Yes, sir.
There was a bloodbath.
The bloodbath.
And then came the, 1 million Bengali women raped, 3 million Bengalis killed, 10 millions driven into India as refugees. And Madam had it. She called Sam and she told him, Sam, I want you to move in. He said, Madam, that means war. And Madam said, I don't care. It was as clear an exchange as that. To cut a long story short, he said, Madam, you order me to move in, and this is important. He says, Madam, you order me to move in now, I'll obey my orders, but I cannot guarantee you victory. She said, why? He said, Madam, this is end of March. April, the rains start in Bangladesh. The ground becomes a quagmire. My tanks, my guns, my trucks will bog down. Because of the cloud cover, my Air Force will not be able to give me air support, right? And then after that, the rains, the passes will open and the Chinese could come in. So let me go in the month of December. By December, the Himalayan passes close. Even if China wants, it cannot come in. Let me go then, and I promise you 100% victory. But Madam, should you not be convinced, please let me know whether I should put in my resignation on mental grounds or physical grounds. So Madam took one look at him, but I mean, in all credit to her, she realized that she was talking to a military professional, and she gave, full credit to him for his professional judgment. And his professional judgment was vindicated. For 8 months, people said, oh, this is a cowardly government. Oh, Sam has turned chicken. This was the word which were used against Sam. Sam has turned chicken. Sam didn't care a fig. He never cared very much. Field Marshal SHFJ Manekshaw, Bulldog Nanda, Admiral Bulldog Nanda, bomber of Karachi, right? Air Marshal PC Lal. What a trio. What a professional trio. They delivered the promise. 13 days, not 14. 13 days, Pakistan.
12 and a half days to be precise.
To be precise, because it was in the afternoon, 4 o'clock.
Correct, sir.
4 o'clock was the surrender. 4 o'clock was the surrender. They delivered.
So what we are saying here, the sense, and you can read between the lines, Ambassador Vora, that the sense we are getting is that it is our choice to pause. It is now our choice to start. And we are working towards a bigger strategic victory and end objective. Not just to hurt them, but to achieve something more significant, like maybe a breakup of Pakistan, maybe creation of Balochistan, maybe giving freedom, maybe POK. But we are not only hitting to inflict damage. That we have done on the first attack this time. There is some bigger plan. Do you think there's a bigger plan? Sir?
Sir, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be with you, and of course with such outstanding children of India. You yourself are our leader. Sir, what you've said is so right. 78 years, we used to argue at one time that Pakistan's stability is very important for it. Arrant nonsense. That was the kind of rubbish that I was told when I joined the Foreign Service. You know what the Mantri said, Raksha Mantri, which is fascinating. He said probation pe hai na?
Probation pe rakha hai.
So hamari probation mein kya hota hai? If you do beimani, wo terminate ho jati hai. Probation, so you go home. You are on your best behavior. You are so right, but hitting their militarity, that's over. Now, when he's talked about their nuclear weapons coming under international safeguards, he's talked about how these fellows have to learn to behave, etc. My own feeling, sir, if we have not succeeded by engaging with them, we sent them so many engagement rings, it didn't work. Now is the time to try a different tactic. The Baloch today or tomorrow will form a government in exile somewhere. That is the first step towards the dismemberment of Pakistan, because this mad Mullah Munir, since he's been clobbered by General Bakshi and General Bakshi's children, he is going to unleash his fury on the Baloch. So there'll be genocide, there'll be all kind of funny things that he'll do. That will be the next step for the Baloch liberation movement, for all the freedom movement to come together and establish a government in exile. I believe, sir, we are playing to that card. Immediately after that comes Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, GSN movement will be revived. The breakup of Pakistan, geographically it will exist. It won't cease to exist. You can't pick it up and send it to the moon. But its breakup into four not mini Pakistan, well, leave out the Punjab, but at least 3 decent countries would be a boon, not just to India. I believe it would be to all of humankind, but the Pakis keep threatening to use their nuclear weapon on all and sundry. I think this is where we are heading.
So I think that we have shown that we can have restraint, but General Dayal, we've also shown to them that the damage in Sargodha was only a signal. We have shown you that we can incapacitate you. The damage actually that I heard from my military contacts was about this other base, Rahim Yar Khan. I think that is the one Rajnath Singh is talking about. I mean, because
or to you know
or to Noor Khan,
which is more dangerous because it's,
I'm also told that in Sukur they completely flattened the airbase.
Yes, that is the more. But what has hit them harder is, I think, Rawalpindi, because you know that there are the command centers of both political as well as military leadership, and that base is very important for them from the initial first nuclear bunkers for command that were made by Pakistan were in Rawalpindi.
But because we hit the nuclear storage facility,
so the command
next time will they not be more careful about it?
So the command centers and things have been hit somewhere, around Rawalpindi. So that is what really,
So they know, we know where their nuclear storage is.
Yeah, of course. Arnab, so coming to his statement first, what you started with. Firstly, see, I am of the opinion that he has conveyed 4 or 5 very clear messages.
Sir.
First, he has conveyed to his own troops, to the Indian armed forces, that look, the war is on, and you got to be fully prepared, and you got to be fully alert that the enemy is yet to be completely done away with. Right? That's the first message, the way he has spoken actually, if we decipher it. The second message he has given is given to his people, because there's a lot of misinformation to which our own people can also succumb to. So they also need to be guarded. So it's given to our own people that, look, this is just the trailer. Don't worry, we have got much more, and we can show much more to Pakistan, and be rest assured that what you hear today, we have really shown him, and picture aayegi, to aap puri picture dekhoge, to Pakistan ki tabahi dekhoge. To our own people. Third, I think he has told Pakistan very clearly, in other words, what the Prime Minister said. He's just repeated in other words that any act of terror will be construed as an act of war. And we will take similar action as we take, punitive actions as we take for act of war, during war. And I think fourth message he has given to Pakistan very clearly. And to Pakistan he has said that, look, we have restrained ourselves, not so much because we don't know where the Jaise Mohammed, the Hizbul Mujahideen, where Munir and his team, where the gang is still hiding. We have stopped only because of humanitarian reasons, because we as political leadership had just...
So humanitarian, I don't think...
Political. No, otherwise we would have done collateral damage, no.
Why should we bother about humanitarian losses?
Because our leadership still wants to give that... Otherwise we would have gone for collateral damage, no. We have just restrained ourselves to terrorists and their hideouts.
So, but Air Marshal Bharti said we don't need to count their body bags.
Whatever. I mean, you can say, my wordings you can put differently. And fifth message he has also given to the world community that, look, there is a rogue state, there is an unstable country, it has got nuclear arsenal. It is not dependable. Only about an year and a half ago, we saw a corps commander's house being raided by goons and by street people. The army on back foot. a country like that with nuclear arsenal is a not threat to India alone or to people of Pakistan alone, but to the entire world. And the community must do something to restrain this unstable country, this failed state, this country which has been always in conflict with the political military leadership, where within the military there have been, Jan Bakshi can highlight more over a number of years, where there have been anti-Ziaul Haq, anti-Yahya Khan, anti-Musharraf, this Munir was opposing Bajwa, at one time. So there have been conflicts there. Now, and the military leadership is not dominated by hierarchy. It is dominated at different stages by the militants, by the terrorists, by the hardliners, by the fundamentalists, by the people, those who are radicals. So they are the people, those who have come from Al-Qaeda. They are the people, those who have taken their lessons from ISIS. They have taken lessons from Taliban. They are dangerous not for India alone. They are dangerous for the world. So 5 front messages, I think the RM has conveyed today, and I think which will carry long meaning. And the only thing I think which he should have stated today is that, look, next time when we will come so hard, and we will come completely with ground forces so that we demolish Munir will only, Arnab, you can note my word, Munir will only come to a negotiating table for begging on his knees when his army, when his mechanized forces, when his people are annihilated in uniform, he does not bother for any terrorist, and I don't think he's even bothered what happens to his air, because they command through the army, not through the air. Munir runs his satta and all illegal thing through the army, not through the navy, not through the air force. It doesn't, believe you me. So one day India will have to draw his land forces, demolish them like we did in 71. Then he and everybody will come on the knees, where they will say, okay, now make us sign what you want to sign. So this is all that I would say, that he should have today made it very clear that next time you do an act of war, we will consider, you do an act of terror, we will consider an act of war, and we will not stop at air forces. We will come heavily to you on land forces.
The other question is, and I put that to Mr. Dubey. I'm coming to you, KK sir and GJ and Saurabh in a minute. My question to you, Mr. Dubey, is you know the terrorist groups very well. Christine Fair was here yesterday. She's a senior, academic. She's an expert on the terrorist groups in Pakistan. Yes. She said they will strike again. See, we haven't got Masood Azhar yet. No. We have not got Hafiz Saeed yet.
All three.
We flattened their infrastructure and we've caused them damage, but it'll be wrong to say we finished them, right? So she said there's going to be a terrorist attack again, there'll be a provocation again. What's your reading, sir?
My reading is that Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed, they are not going to sit idle.
Yeah.
They are going to again plan attacks, and they will use this sentiment to create more number of jihadis inside Pakistan. They will take advantage. They will just send a message across the public, across these jihadi people, ki see, India has done this, India has done that. So they will take this opportunity to convert those people who are little off-minded to be part of the active terrorism. And both outfit are going to do something. Again, they are not under the control, or they are not going to take the direction from the Mullah Munir, General Munir. Definitely they are not. They will be under pressure. But my reading is that they are definitely going to do something again. They are not going to sit idle. That is my reading. And they will create, they will send across some sentiment inside the JNK part also. So our part of Kashmir will also not remain unaffected. Some part of feelings and radicalization will definitely transmit it to this territory also. And they will organize and they will come back again. That is my reading. It's not that.
Is that General KK? Is that why the Rajnath Singh made this comment today? He's, is he making the comment to neutralize the claims of Donald Trump? Because Donald Trump's claim, I have solved the India-Pakistan problem. 1,000-year-old problem in his view. No, but is it also aimed at, without taking his name, putting him in his place? General KK.
Good evening, Arnav. Jai Hind. See, Donald Trump is, maybe a very small irritant in my judgment. I read a bit, the whole thing in a different way. Donald Trump jumping, and then today, of course, he has given that he has got nothing to do with this ceasefire. He is not there. He will be having this type of problem. It is, and we have to address that. Let me, what I agree with everyone, what they are saying. I think India is now set for a bigger goal. And let me, if you give me a time, I will just, explain it in a very...
Yes, sure.
See, he used the word, if you see, when he went to Srinagar, he talked about rogue state with nuclear arm. Of course, we have said that nuclear bogey is not there. Prime Minister has. And then when today in the Bhuj, when he has gone over there, yesterday he talked about IAEA to come in, and IAEA has given the report there is no leak. That is a different issue. Now what we are working on, I think, is a nuclear stockpile, what they have got. We want to denuclearize Pakistan. That is one. That is, I think this is the, phase one was 4 days, which was basically for domination of air, getting a favorable air situation and breaking the myth. Pakistan has one myth, that they're king of the sky. They are the king of the sky, and rightly so. F-16, 84 of them, J-17, J-10, they have got 10 AWACS. We have got 6. And SAB is which has been hit in Bulari, not as per me, as per the air chief, of Pakistan.
Bulari.
See what? Yeah, what is the? Bulari? What is the cost in Indian rupees? 800 crores.
My God.
You take it 10 times of the Pakistan rupees. It is 8,000 crore. See, we have to go and debate, when we start referring 71, 65 and all, we miss all this thing. Let me build up for you. We have got today, I am reading each line because I keep noting, doing my brainstorming, with my team. It's the National War Doctrine Strategy. Today, first time, Rajnath Singh has said this. He said, it is being written. We have been fighting since the independence, the military in last 40 years, when I have got, and especially in the senior, that we do not have a national doctrine for war. We do not have national doctrine. He says it is being and tried in a battle condition. You see, joint command, theater command, these are all tested. When you see Prime Minister sitting with, your NSA, this is the part of the theater command, is a part of the national apex body. It is not when he has carrying out 10-10 in the absolutely in the media glare. When all three chiefs are sitting, there is a CDS is sitting. CDS was formed by the Prime Minister in 2016.
Correct.
Bipin Rawat was made, theater command was talked, and it has not gone. See, that today, if we will just say that, our aim was there to just teach them the lesson, we have got a very big game. And Indo-Pacific, when you say, why the, Navy is sitting with the 36, ships over there, submarines down, we are not taking the name of Godar, but Baluchistan, the way things are changing. 36 coordinated attack and 71 in the army area. In this period, when I'm talking about 7-2, I think we are not reading the battle correctly, the battle picture. There are too much of, things are there. Then I feel, it is the Western theater I'm talking. There is something to do with the Northern theater because Chinese have come up, they have changed their name again in Arunachal. They are talking about something.
It's an
and
active
they are
situation.
Scared because their all weaponry has failed. And there is something building up on the Eastern theater also. Today, we are, if you really go on deep and carry out that side, because somehow it has gone out of our mind. When he came back, Muhammad Yunus, he came back from China and said, Seven Sisters, we are the, only power which can have the, the outlet from there. Then there is something is happening in 210 in Rakhine state. If you see, the Rakhine, that is your Arkan army, is already taken 210 kilometers of the Bangladesh border. And the American is up to, because there is something. If you remember, when the Prime Minister was there in America meeting the Donald Trump, he said, I leave that area to Prime Minister Modi. This is a statement by so read all these things.
I'm reading that, and Also, we must add the presence of the Taliban foreign minister in Delhi.
Yes.
And one more input which just came in is that we have issued a NOTAM around 23rd or 24th in Andaman Nicobar. And the situation along the Myanmar-Bangladesh border is also very fragile. So we should allow these situations to grow. Right, Commodore GJ? We don't have to do anything. These situations will flower on their own. Organically, they will grow. We just have to watch and take advantage when required. Commodore GJ, how do you read this picture? Abhi baki hai comment.
Yeah. You see, basically, very simply I will put it, when he calls picture abhi baki hai, it implies, it refers to that we have not used our full military power as yet. We have not applied our military force on Pakistan.
Yeah.
We have exercised restraint. We didn't use a full aerial power. The range of ammunition, the range of platforms that we have didn't apply on Pakistan. We did not go in for what is called the ground operations. We didn't use our artillery firepower. We did not use our tanks. We didn't move in our infantry into Pakistan. We didn't use at all our sea power. So all these various factors can be put into that one term, picture abhi baki hai. Not only that, you see, when we were carrying out these strikes on Noor Khan airfield, very close to it is there what is called the headquarters of the Strategic Plans Division, which handles their nuclear, arsenals. So we were able to decapitate him, decapitation, we have cut his head off, but we did not. And we sent a message to the rest of the world that we are a responsible nation. We exercised our constraint or restraint. Even in that, we showed him some compassion, some mercy on Pakistan. And I think this makes us bigger. This makes us, that we have got substance. So it is basically saying, if I put in the style in which the Honorable Raksha Mantri has put, a picture abhi baki hai, so we can say कि उसको थप्पड़ मारे हैं हमने काफी, but in थप्पड़ खा भी उठ गया थोड़ा, उनके डीजी हमने रोक दिया, पर as putting it or encapsulating the whole thing in the filmy language or Bollywood style is, as Sunny Deol said, कि अगर मैंने 2.5 किलो का थप्पड़ मारा तो तुम उठोगे नहीं, तुम उठ जाओगे. Pakistan will be disintegrated into pieces. We'll kill Pakistan. We'll wipe out the name of Pakistan from the map. There will be disintegration of authority inside Pakistan, which means that Baluchistan can be created, Pakhtunistan be created, POK can be reclaimed by us. So all these things have been put into that picture.
Also, Commodore GJ, if there were to be another terrorist attack in India, America can't help Pakistan a second time, Saurabh. So I want to be clear, what is Trump's position, if at all?
Arnab, I want to say here that Defense Minister's statement is very significant. One, he has mentioned that there is a clear and present danger from Pakistan that lurks. Our forces have their ignition on, and we will give them a fitting reply if there is another attack anytime. The second thing, he's sending out a clear message to anybody in the world, be the US or any other global power, that India decided to do this operation on its own terms. It started a new strategic and defense doctrine which did not exist earlier, and now it will continue to take it forward to its logical conclusion. So I think it's a very, very significant statement to say that India's option, all the strategic and defense options that India has at its disposal, they exist, and we will do it on our own terms. So this is a clear message, and all those naysayers who have been saying that, oh, we back down, no. we decided that our strategic objective of Operation Sindoor Part 1 had been met. And we decided that that objective had been met, and we will go ahead on the second plan as and when we decide. So this is a message coming from Defense Minister. It should not be seen as isolation. I see this as, again, the making of a new strategic doctrine that India has etched post Operation Sindoor, which continues to be the case, and that's our message to the wider world.
So we are now going back to you, General Bakshi. A mention made about the Air Force, but the Pakistani Air Force, their F-16, JF-17, J-10, Mirage, they could not stop Bahawalpur from being hit.
Absolutely.
They could not stop Rahim Yar Khan, Bahawalpur, Noor Khan, Sukkur, Skardu from being hit. So we've also done a smart thing. I think we've tested them. We've tested their state of readiness, and now they will have less money to operate their systems. Already, their missile rebuild factory has no money it's the Mirage rebuild factory, no money to service the Mirages. They've run out of money. So it's going to be a different situation. This time, Pakistan, it's not a kinetic situation. It's going to be their economy, their people, social disturbances from within, the situation with Taliban, foreign policy. It'll give us time to cook them. Like, I think, General Bakshi, we need to cook them on a low heat. The dish always turns out nice. The biryani is good. When you cook it on slow heat over a long, long time, so then you make dal makhani over slow heat. So you're from the north. You know what
salivating.
You're going to salivating for Pakistan. But I feel there's a strategy here. I think people have not fully understood that. Kuch to soch hai. It's
very
a full,
definitely
full approach. I need you to do your reading, sir.
Very, very definitely, Arnab. That is why I was using analogy thinking.
Sir.
Because the message should go home and they should still be left wondering as to exactly how, when, where and how.
And to what extent this time?
We did it the last time, we'll do it again. And when we catch you, it will be by total surprise. But we can bank on your irresponsibility. We can bank on Pakistan's stupidity to help us do what we have to do.
You said in this nationalist collective conclave, aapne jo kaha, I want you to say it again. You see, General Bakshi said the Pakistanis will be doing us a favor if they provoke us again.
Absolutely.
Can you say that in Hindi again, sir, what you said, sir?
Absolutely. Arnab, the Pakistanis will be doing us the greatest favor if they provoke us one more time.
Lashkar and Jaish will support.
Which they will, sir.
And we have the fullest support from Lashkar and the Jaish cartoon networks. You see, in this, the simple fact is what happened in 71. I go back to 71. I go back to 71 when, everything was ready. We did nothing. We waited. And they hit us along the 6, forward air bases. Pakistan started the war. We finished it.
We finished it.
We finished it. 3rd of December, they hit 6 of our forward air bases. Everybody was on starter blocks, and Madam Gandhi was in Eastern Command, Calcutta, when Sam rang up the army commander to tell Madam that there is war, the war, that it has started, right? And you must come back to Delhi, because she had to man this thing. So he walked up to her and he said, Madam, they've hit the bases. So for a minute, he said she looked grim. And he told her, best of luck to you, madam. And madam said, best of luck to you, general. And she flew back immediately. That night, we didn't wait for the next morning. Our Canberras were ready. They hit Peshawar, they hit Karachi, they hit Chaklala, they hit all Pakistani air bases. First light at
amazing. This time the amazing thing, the Pakistani media went ahead and said, we've been hit. Karachi has been hit. Which country claims it's been hit in such a big way, sir?
Because when you cry, uncle, you don't know what you are screaming. One of the, wo bolte na, vinasha kale viparita buddhi. When you get stunned, you start making all sorts of statements, and those are the statements to watch. Those are the honest God.
What do they reveal?
Coming out. After that, they start lying. Lying through their bloody teeth. This is a country that lies through its teeth, the ambassador was saying.
Sir, I just wanted to add, sir, that listening to the Raksha Mantri's statement,
sir,
I see it in two parts, sir. Ek to jo bola hai ki we are the picture abhi baki hai, party to abhi shuru hui hai kind of thing.
Correct.
That is for the Pakistani people.
Yeah.
Very clearly that you guys don't go around doing funny things or we'll hit you.
Yeah.
The first part about putting their nuclear facilities.
Sir, I just want to fix your mic a little bit, sir. There's a crack in your mic.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can they hear me now?
Can we hear him now better?
Is it
Okay,
better?
go ahead, sir. Yeah, thank you.
The second part of what he said, which is putting their nuclear thing under IAEA safeguard.
Sir.
Sir, I give you a realistic point of view after 52 years in diplomacy. The Argentines or in Peru or in Chad, they couldn't care less if we are suffering from cross-border terrorism. It doesn't matter to them. They don't care. The French don't care. The Germans don't care. The North Koreans or the South Koreans don't care. The Australians, because we are dying. It doesn't hurt them. What hurts them is the possibility that the nukes would be given to somebody else. So this is a very powerful statement, sir, that we have to make sure that if these nuclear weapons are given to somebody else, he can hit you. Now, for example, sir, let me tell you, I've had the privilege of serving in Nigeria, Burkina Faso and so on. Now, Burkina, you know, sir, they are being hit by IS, they are being hit by Al-Qaeda. I don't even care. It's not hurting me. Nigeria, those Boko Haram fellows are running around. I don't care. I mean the public opinion, because it's not hurting me. The message is, if Nigeria had nukes and Boko Haram took them, the whole world would come and say, ye kya ho gaya? That is the message I believe we are giving to the world, that their nukes have to be neutralized. And that is a threat as much to Britain and France. And
who will do it, sir? Who will bell the cat?
That he's already talked about, sir. That has been talked about many years ago. There was talk of Israel and India, etc., getting together. This is the message which we will now hammer. This is the message.
Denuclearize Pakistan. It's not our job alone. It's the world's job. Yeah. It's a dangerous country. Denuclearize the country before they hit you.
Yeah, you put it.
Defang Pakistan.
You put it. Denuclearize them. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
You're a better diplomat than I am. So thank you.
Diplomat. I've been diplomat. But you want to add something? You've sparked it off here.
I think he's hit the nail on the head.
He's hit a nail on.
The basic problem is that Pakistan is a nuclear-armed state.
That's the only problem.
And what we have recently witnessed is the state is in cahoots, such deep cahoots with its terrorist network. There are globally designated terrorists. His dead body is lying, is covered with a Pakistani flag. A Pakistani lieutenant general comes and lays a wreath on behalf of General Asim Munir, and Maryam Nawaz Sharif. Maryam Nawaz Sharif's daughter, who's the chief minister of Punjab, she comes to lay a wreath. There is a military guard of honor given. There is a state funeral given. I think now this picture our diplomacy must frame and keep in every embassy for the world to see. Yeah. And, Arnab, the International Monetary Fund, we never thought it was a terrorist facilitating agency. Yeah. They've given $2 billion in the middle of a war. And the first tranche that is doled out from 2 billion is to Markaz Subhanallah for the reconstruction of the headquarters of the Jaish-e-Mohammed, for which, don't forget, Osama bin Laden had given the first $10 million to construct that Ash Mahal. That Ash Mahal, which has been blasted to smithereens.
Correct.
मिट्टी में मिला दिया है जो Ash Mahal, उसको खड़ा करने के लिए the IMF gives the money, and the money is first doled out to these. Yeah. The rest of the money will go to the Pakistani military and Air Force for more toy purchases. Very expensive toys. Not $1, Arnab, will go to the starving people of Pakistan.
No, not $1.
2 meals,
or
2
Gilgit-Baltistan or Balochistan.
They are not getting.
No.
All this money will go there, and I think the world should know.
I'm actually feeling very good that this discussion is so different. We've said absolutely clearly out here that picture abhi baki hai. This statement is a statement of intent. Sir, I have a few callers. You want to add the point? Then I'll take 4 callers. I promise to take 4 callers.
I'll just add a point. You see, one of the most important things which we are forgetting is our ECCM measures, our electronic counter measures. You see, he couldn't react initially, not because he didn't want to. He was all the time saying, I'm prepared, I will do this. He was prepared after doing what he did in Pahalgam.
Yeah.
But his radars were absolutely suppressed. So he couldn't, I mean, and our radars are, and our ECCM majors and our radars are our own, made by Bell. And our command and control structure completely over last 15, 20 years, the amount of work Bell has done on this, Arnab, you were talking to the defense industry.
I was speaking to Baba Kalyani.
But what the amount of work Bell has done, our own radars, our own command and control system, and our own ECCM majors where we have not allowed. That is what I'm saying, that we can even reach out to his nuclear command to suppress it and to ultimately, destroy it with electronic means. I mean, that is where we should be focusing on rather than, depending on anybody will denuclearize him. No, America will denuclearize.
So viewers, yeah, if you're listening to this discussion, what will be your takeaway? Your takeaway will be, there is a strategy. ऐसे नहीं होता है कि अचानक सीजफायर हो गया back to square one. It is not back to square one. Saurabh is calling from Sambhaji Nagar. Saurabh, you're our first caller. I'm taking 4 callers this evening. Who would you like to speak to? What's your question?
Hello, Arnab. Great show from your side. I feel very privileged to see you and feel very jealous at the same time that I see ex-army men, very young ex-army men in your panel, which reminds me of my grandfather who passed few years back. He was also an ex-army man, and it's proven now in the social media as far as the defense minister of Pakistan has said that we had a moral victory, we had our arms victory, and we had a collective victory over Pakistan. That's the thing. That is a statement with a full stop. And my rather question is a bit concerning in the eastern front of ours, where China is bringing up air bases near Siliguri and our Chicken Neck. The passage in Chicken Neck. And my question to everybody on the panel, it's a common question that it was stated by our ex defense ministers as well as defense chiefs that we are facing a 2.5 front war. Do you think that the statement from the Raksha Mantri that picture abhi baki hai, because Operation Sindoor was stated as a war against terrorism, and now we see that we are just talking that the loan was sanctioned to Pakistan.
Understood. Saurabh, I got your question. Basically is about 2.5 front war and whether we are equipped on that and the longer term implications of that. Who would like to take that? Saurabh, just 1 minute. Should we throw that to someone who's not with us here in the panel? Let's throw that to General KK. General KK, can you quickly answer that question of Saurabh, say 2.5 front war, Chinese threat, Eastern Command?
Yeah.
Sir.
Saurabh, good evening. Your worry is very pertinent, that 2.5 front. India has been working, it is not that, it just came up about a year back. I was the MGGS Operations Eastern Command for 3.5 years, looking after the complete eastern border, operationally, and in the height of the things, and it was not very far off. So we are, you can say we can hold 2.5 front, but making a change, we may not. But now, what is happened after 2014 and especially 2016, it is a sea change. If I will say people will not understand this, but what you see, when you are dependent on someone else, like, the Pakistanis are dependent on all their air assets with, they have given 82% to China. China proved to be failure. And we have grown leaps and bounds, not only in this domain, maritime. You see, when the state of Hormuz to state of Malacca, we used to talk about of domination. Today, no one can get inside this. One Chinese, spy ship has just come in. It is being trawled. Where it is now, as on today. When we have got a blockade, in Bay Bengal, they are physically, it is just ship to ship. That is our capability. The Malacca Strait is the problem. That is dilemma of China.
So they have vulnerabilities too. What he's saying is, we will exploit their vulnerabilities as well. Just want to go to our next caller, Vivek from Delhi. Vivek.
Yeah.
Hi, Arnab.
Hi, Vivek.
Hi, everyone. So, firstly, I want to say that you've done a great job
during this conflict. And I have seen that, unlike others, you are the only main anchor who was available throughout the night during that conflict. So I really want to thanks to you.
So my
question is, my question, actually I have one main question and one subsequent question. We know that China is a threat to us, but the question is, what will be the role of US at that time? We cannot trust US as well. And the subsequent part of the question is that, we have the great brain here in our panel as well. I know there will be some workout on this. So another thing is that how can we deal with the propaganda team of Pakistan? There are lots
let me take the first question, Vivek, because I promised to take 4. You want to take that, Deepak ji? We can't trust, China is against us and we can't trust America. Where are we?
Nobody today can trust
Even
America.
Russia didn't say anything during this period.
Nobody can trust America because the person in charge of the United States changes his policies all the time. Having said that, he's a transactional fellow. We understand this. The idea is not to say that you're an idiot and we don't trust you. The idea is simply to ignore him and put across our point of view, which we are doing very, very effectively. We don't want to offend the fellow.
The question is, Arnab, we got to, as nation, we got to understand that we got to fight our own war.
Own war.
That we understand. China, as well as with Pakistan. And we should fight it strategically in a manner that we can deal with them separately. We have enough things to do.
Sir, I wanted to say that what is China looking for? I'm not his number one challenge at this time. His number one challenge is Taiwan, which he keeps talking about. And if he picks a fight with me, he's going to lose out much more than he can imagine. People say, we don't want to do any business with you because you're misbehaving. Taiwan is his target. That's what he wants, sir. As far as I'm concerned, yes, I'm there. I'm a barrier to his expansion in Asia, but I'm not the ultimate target. And the United States the present government, the present leadership, will do business with anybody. They've kissed and made up with Iran. They are very buddy-buddy with Qatar. A little while ago, they were saying scoundrels, etc. Sorry. No, a little while ago, they were. So this is a transactional presidency. America may not be like this, but he is the man who controls everything in America. That's their system. So we don't want to abuse him, but we want to put across
one line to some of our panelists who've spoken less. GJ, one line to you, sir. One line. What picture abhi baki hai? What do we expect?
We need not worry about China because, as Ambassador Dibik was saying, I am seeing China against Taiwan for the last 5 to 6 years. But he has done nothing.
He's done nothing.
And we have proven this time that the Chinese equipment is useless. We are the ones now who can confidently say that our equipment is used over Pakistan, tested.
Right. So we've also tested them. Mr. Dubey.
They will threaten you.
Mr. Dubey, on the internal security front.
I think what was started with General Bakshi, India must have something very different which we are not able to see. It must be behind the screen. I think they have got some larger plan. This Balochistan point always haunts me very deeply because the entire picture which I can see and the developments going on in Balochistan, India must be waiting for a very right opportunity.
For a moment, absolutely.
It's not going straight away.
Absolutely. Saurabh?
Yeah, I won't discount the Chinese threat, Arnab. I think China thinks India is an economic threat as well. So I think we should continue to work on a multi-pronged approach, which we are. And Operation Sindoor 2.0, you will see, is a part of that process of having diplomacy, military, strategic, and other means, including to denuclearize Pakistan as part of our coherent strategy.
Yeah, okay. General Bakshi.
You know, the point with China is their strategic doctrine says one major strategic direction at a time. Right now, the Chinese military is focused entirely on the Chinese East Coast. They have to tackle Taiwan. They have to deal with the South China Sea. They have to deal with Japan. They have to deal with the Philippines. They have to deal with Vietnam.
They have their own problems.
All they have to deal with Uncle Sam. Does he want to mess around with India on the Western front
this is,
at a time like this?
I don't think so. I'm not think so.
Taiwan is not his priority ever, let me tell you. If I come out, there are 100,000 families between China and Taiwan who are integrated into business, into family relation, to all that thing. India remains its top adversary, and let me tell you, he'll keep harassing you.
Okay.
Got to go strong.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, picture abhi baki hai. The coverage continues. Over the weekend, I'm going to show large sections of a wonderful event we had today called the Nationalist Collective. Once again, I request you all, please go into the Nationalist Collective website and go into our Twitter handle, become our members, support us. Thank you so much. See you soon. Thank you.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध, MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।